Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. I am Alexia Nicole and I'm living my life by design. So, where did we leave off with Ashley and Jaron on the hunt for the perfect home with the swimming pool? I called the agent and remember she was telling me, what did she say on the phone? That they would be more than likely terminating the contract. Is it? I don't know. Anyways, we had went out. Oh yeah, called the agent and she said whatever she said, and we still went out and I did the virtual tours and they had found the other home that they liked. So we ended up putting in an offer. Hold on, agent is texting me now. So yeah, we found another home that they liked, right? And we ended up putting in the offer. And I think that was where I ended the last vlog. I don't really remember. So anyways, we ended up putting in an offer for Dolan is the name of the street. We ended up putting in an offer for Dolan Falls. Their asking price was like $349. But I did the comps and the comps just weren't supporting $349, right? So we ended up putting in an offer for $342. Asking for $3,500 back towards closing. And we got a counter offer from them today. Well, no, hold on, pause. So we ended up putting in that offer, right? And in the midst of waiting for them to respond to that offer, the first house, Pompton is the name of the street, Dolan is the name of the street, so that's how I'm just going to refer to the houses. Pompton comes back and says, okay, we are terminating the contract with the first buyer. Y'all are next in line. Let's make a deal, right? Cool. So I was like, oh my gosh, so excited, because that was the original house that they really, really wanted. But then they were saying they actually ended up liking Dolan more than the other house. And I was like, wait a minute. But either way, whatever house y'all like, I'm here for it, right? So I was like, well, so what do y'all want to do? Like, do you want to wait for Dolan before you execute the contract? Like, what is the plan here? Aspen, baby, lay down. Like, what is the plan? So we ended up going ahead and doing an executed contract for Pompton. We revised our offer because the original offer we were offering $5,000 less than asking price. And of course, they had multiple backup offers, and so if we didn't give them a full price offer, they would have went with another offer. So we went ahead, and their asking price was $335,000. We're offering to pay $340,000 for the home, and then we're asking the seller to give us $5,000 in cash at closing. And we're doing that because they need money at closing to make their loan work. I'm not even going to try to get into details about that because I'm not a loan officer. I'm not the lender, okay? I just refer you to lenders and they work their magic. But from what the lender is telling me, the way that he got them approved for the amount that he got them approved for, we have to have some cash coming back to us at closing for them to pay off something and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so that's why we did that. There's always a reason of why, okay? So we executed that contract last night, yay, but we were still waiting for Dolan to respond because they were saying, we actually really like Dolan more than we like Pompton. So woke up this morning, had a response from Dolan. They're asking price, but right was Aspen, you're in the camera, baby. Dolan's asking. Okay, y'all. What do you want? You want to go? You need to pee? Let me go take the dog to pee. We received the counter offer. We offered $342. She counter offered $348, which is only $1,000 less than her asking price. She counter offered to not pay the title insurance, which, of course, y'all, everything in real estate is negotiable. But it is just it's just what happens in real estate. Usually the seller will pay for title insurance. It's the common thing to do, right? So naturally in a contract, when you're working with the buyer, you put it in there requesting that the seller pays for title insurance. She don't want to pay for that. She didn't want to give $3,500 towards closing. She said zero. She didn't want to get nothing. And then there was one other thing in there. Oh, and then she wanted option period instead of it being 10 days for $100, because it's usually $10 a day. She wanted us to pay $20 a day. Right? Right. So I'm talking to the agent and I'm like, okay, well, this counter offer isn't, she not even trying to work with us. She's just saying no, no, no to everything. Like, she just wants a full price offer basically. And that's it. She don't want to do nothing else. So what he explained to me was that his client, the seller, the home was built in 2017, y'all. So she just bought it brand new from the builder. And a lot of times when you work with a builder, they have a lot of incentives if you use their lender. So from what he was telling me is their preferred lender. So what he was telling me is that she chose not to use the preferred lender. So she didn't get any incentives when she bought the house. She had to pay for her own title insurance. She probably didn't get any money towards closing. She probably paid full price for the house, all of that. So she's basically saying, well, she had to do that, so she don't want to give up nothing for nobody else. And then she said, because my clients are using a VA loan, a veteran's loan, which means that they don't have to put down a down payment. She's like, well, since they're not even putting down the down payment, why would I give them any money towards closing? Like, you thinking about this all the wrong way, sis. So I just said to him, I said, okay, well, if that's what she wants to do, then okay. Let me call my clients. Let me tell them what the counter offer is. I let them know. They mulled it over. And they said, no, we don't even want a counter offer. We don't want to negotiate because she's not even trying to play fair. So I said, all right. So we are going with the original house. We are sticking with Pompton. We had the executed contract, so we are moving forward with Pompton. Hopefully everything works out perfectly. I'm actually about to send them some emails now to hire an inspector for the home. But y'all know it was already previously under contract, so that previous buyer did a whole bunch of inspections. And the agent told me, she was like, everything came back. There was no major problems, little things here and there, and they're willing to negotiate and willing to work with it. My clients, the only reason they were kind of leaning more towards the Dolan house was because Pompton is a little bit older. It's 12 years old. So like the cabinets in the kitchen, they would want to paint. The carpet upstairs, they would have to replace, things like that. But Pompton also has a pool and Dolan didn't. And they were willing to say, hey, we'll build the pool later. But I was telling the listing agent for Pompton what their thoughts were about that. And they were like, well, if that's the case, just ask for some money towards for new floors and to paint the kitchen. So, and that happens in real estate a lot of times. Instead of the person actually going in and updating the whatever it is in the home that needs updating, they'll just say, hey, we'll credit you this amount of money at closing for the floors. So we'll give you $1,000 towards you getting new floors in the home. We'll give you $300 towards painting the walls, like things like that. So once we start negotiating after we do the inspection, I'll probably throw that in there. And they'll probably say yes, because she kind of already told me that we're going to, she's already embedded that in their brain that they were going to have to give a little bit more. But at least they're willing to negotiate. It's really hard to be in a contract with somebody that is just stuck in their ways. And that would have been the Dolan house, because it's a really nice house, and it was on the market for 6 months, and that terminated, and then they put it right back on the market the next day. So even when I saw that, that kind of gave me a red flag. I was like, something's up, because when you view the house, it looks great, but now we know what's up. The seller is not willing to negotiate. She is not what we call in real estate a motivated seller. She's not motivated. Okay, she ain't really trying to sell that house. She's just sitting over there pretty, I guess. Who knows? And she's not even living in it. It's empty. So that's all the update that I got for y'all right now. We'll touch bases later. Bye. Hey, y'all. So checking in about Ashley and Jaron and what stage of the buying process that they're in. So we got the contract executed. They were able to Zelle the option fee money. Usually you either present a personal check or get a cashier's check and get it to the buyer within 3 days of an executed contract. But we were able to Zelle it because y'all remember Ashley and Jaron are currently in California and we're in Texas. And they're buying a house in Texas. And we were able to wire the earnest fee money. And it's the same thing. They're usually supposed to present a personal check or a cashier's check within 3 business days. So we took care of that. They went ahead and scheduled their inspector also. They're using the same inspector, sorry y'all. They went ahead and scheduled their inspector also. They're using the same inspector that y'all saw in the last video. I don't know if I'll be able to vlog it because he's going Friday at 9 a.m. and I work Friday. I'm in Dallas right now. So I might not be able to vlog that. And then she also scheduled an inspector, a mold inspector. She's highly allergic to mold, so that was just an extra thing that she wanted to do, which you can do whatever kind of inspections you want during your option period. Well, of course you want to ask the seller and they kind of do have to say yes or no, but the basic inspections they're usually very much fine with. So, and it's, their house is, it's, let me tell you how many square feet that house is, hold on. Yeah, so this is 3,283 square feet, which is a pretty big house. So usually with the home inspector, they charge by square footage of the home. So I think they're charging her, I think she told me $485 for the inspection. I think Alicia's was $450 or $400. I can't really remember. So just kind of want to give y'all that idea of how much little things cost here and there, because that's money that you'll need to have saved for whenever you do find a house, because you'll have to be able to provide that money to the inspector pretty immediately once you get an executed contract. And then she found a mold inspector because I didn't know any. She went and found one. And she told me that they're charging her $500 to do the mold inspection. The listing agent was very nice, or has been very nice this whole time. And she sent me all the inspections that the previous buyer, because remember, this is the house that we had the backup contract on. So the previous buyer they had got the air condition inspected, the home inspection. They did something else, and she sent me the reports for all of those, which she doesn't have to do like at all. She doesn't have to provide that, but she did just so we could see what those inspections were like. But good realtor is always going to tell their clients to get their own inspection done. You know, hire your own inspector and get the house inspected on your dime. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yep. That's all I got. I was on my mind, so I want to check in and just give y'all a little update. I'll talk to y'all after we get these inspections back. Hey y'all, so checking in. So the home inspection was done yesterday. They had the structural inspection done, just the overall home inspection, and then they also had a inspector go out and inspect the pool. I haven't got the full inspection report back as of yet for the home, but I did get the pool inspection back, and the pool don't work. Basically, something about the water flow and pumps and stuff are not working. So that's one thing that we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do as far as negotiations, how to either have them get it fixed, or either credit us towards closing and then, they get it fixed on their own. And then also I got a debrief on the inspection of the home, and one of the most major things that the inspector, and it was the same inspector from the last inspection video that y'all saw, so we all know that Mr. Kobe is very thorough. There is water penetration in the primary, aka what we used to call the master bedrooms. It's now called the primary bedrooms, and the primary ensuite bathroom. There's basically a lot of water penetration on the walls and things like that. He said he was trying to get into the roof to see exactly where it was coming from, what was causing it, and he really didn't have any access points to it. So I did call the agent just to kind of give her a heads up about those things. She said the roof is only 12 years old. It's basically, the house is only 12 years old, and this is a composition roof. So composition roofs usually last anywhere between 20 to 25 years. So we really shouldn't need a whole brand new roof. So I was just talking to her, giving her a heads up on the things that would be in our request of repairs once, I actually get the full inspection report and go through it. But I just wanted her to be able to kind of give her clients a heads up on what might be coming towards them. And she said that, they're very much willing to, get repairs done or give us credit towards repairs and things of that nature. So I was speaking to the client, Ashley and Jaron, and, I just asked them how would they prefer to move forward with it. Everybody has different preferences. So one, we could either have them get it fixed, or get credit towards closing, and then they can get it fixed on once they move in and things like that. And she said she would prefer just to get credit towards it at closing, so they can make sure that they get it fixed properly. And not that the current homeowner would not fix it correctly, but of course they're trying to sell the house and get out, so they're probably gonna probably go the easiest, quickest, and cheapest way, and we just want to avoid that. So that's where we're at right now with it. And then he said the report is like 76 pages, y'all. Whew, goodness. So waiting to get that, and hopefully we can just negotiate some things and be fair. And my point is that as far as the roof, since the inspector himself couldn't get to it, he suggested that we actually hire a roofer to go out and get on the roof and figure out what's going on, and have them quote a price of what it would be to solve and fix the issue. So I'm going to ask for the seller to hire a roofer to come out and inspect the roof and get a quote, and then we can ask for that quote price as credit towards closing. So I hope y'all are, keeping up with what I'm saying here. But yeah, that's just the thoughts that were on my mind right now, because I literally just got off the phone explaining it to Ashley and Jaron, what the options were and how we can move forward. So of course I wanted to just give y'all that update. Anyways, that's it. I need to look for some houses for another potential client and keep it moving. Got the official inspection report back, 76 lovely pages. And I talked to my clients, Ashley and Jaron, and just, expressed to them that we want to be very reasonable with the things that we ask for, but we also want you to move into a home that is functional, cosmetically and mechanically and all the rest of that stuff, right? So 76 pages worth of stuff is a lot of stuff. I'm not even going to go through everything with y'all because it's a lot of stuff. Mr. Tyner, the inspector, is very detailed. So I am going to tell y'all what we are asking for them to repair / fix or replace. And I'm going to tell y'all some more stuff in a second, but here we go. So we are asking for them to install additional gutters around the roof, because there's gutters missing. We are asking, there's a major issue with penetration into, I think I was telling y'all this, into the primary bedroom and bathroom. So we are asking for all roof penetrations to be examined and sealed as necessary by a professional roofer. Pause. So I did get Ashley in contact with a professional roofer. She talked to him. All he needed, he didn't even have to go out to the home. All he needed was for us to send him a copy of this inspection report that we received. And he said that he could have everything fixed, sealed, and proper for $450. So right now we're just putting it in there. I am going to call the agent in a second and just let her know how that's, just try to figure out how we want to work that out. Like, do you want to give cash towards closing? Do you want to use this roofer and let him come out today, tomorrow, and fix it, and y'all just pay for it? Like, whatever. But we're still going to put it in here in the ask for repairs. Thingamabopper. Repair damaged walls. Oh, unpause. We're getting back to the list. There's some walls that sheetrock and stuff are damaged. So we're asking for them to repair that. And that's not a major thing, because I kind of just added this in here, and that wasn't one of the things on Jaren and Ashley's list. But who wants to move into a new home, you know, regardless if it's a resale home or not? Who wants to move into a new home and see holes in walls? Nobody. Nobody at all. So yeah, let's fix that. Replace the stained carpet. There's just, the house is 12 years old. I don't know if the carpet's been in there for 12 years, but there's just massive stains on some of the carpets. And they had said very early on that they would be willing to give cash towards that, and so they could, you know, replace that flooring however they chose. But we're still gonna put it in this. The windows, there's some damage, like window seals, like the paint and stuff is just coming up, and it just doesn't look good. And that's just another one of those things, like, you want to feel like, oh yes, I got a new house. You know, you don't want to see things where you're like, oh, I gotta fix this. Like, nobody wants to do that. I wouldn't want to do that, and I definitely wouldn't want my clients to do that. So we're gonna ask them to fix those cosmetic things on the window sills. There's some of the screens are just kind of old and torn and missing, so let's put the window screens, replace them, repair them, fix them, whatever needs to be done. Some other major things, the HVAC system, the air conditioning system, and heating system needs to be serviced. In the inspection report, he said it's kind of dire. So we're asking them to have that serviced by qualified/licensed HVAC company. That's for the heating part. The cooling part, the same thing, and air filters need to be replaced. The water heating equipment, it's an old water heater. It's like 10 years. He says most water heaters last for about 10 years, but there's really no way to tell an exact expiration date on the water heater. So we are asking for them to have somebody come out and once again service that, because there were other parts on the water heater that were rusting, and there's some piping that should have been changed that's no longer in code, or something like that. So we're asking them to have that replaced or repaired by a licensed plumber. And then we get to the swimming pool, which is, I don't know, there seems to be some type of discrepancy in their mind, the sellers, because they're saying that they've had their pool maintenance as often as need be. They sent me the receipts of June 17th where somebody came out and maintenance the pool and nothing was wrong with it. But based on the guy that inspected the pool for us, he is saying that baskets need to be cleaned, which to me isn't, I guess, I don't know much about swimming pools. Baskets need to be cleaned. The swimming pool pressure is not acceptable, and water flow is not flowing. Water supply return does not flow, blah, you know, just things like that. So we're asking for them to have a pool company come out and take a look. But Ashley is actually currently in contact with a pool company to see if they can go out and take a look and really give her the feedback, because we really wouldn't want them to use the same people that they've been using if our person found an issue and their person has never mentioned anything, right? You see? So we want somebody brand new eyes on this swimming pool, nobody that has any type of bias, to go out and say yay or nay, this needs to be fixed, this is fine, type of deal. Anyways, I just got the notification that Ashley and Jaren signed this document, so now I can send it over to the seller. I'm going to send this usually you don't really send the full inspection report, you know, things like that. Like you can send a few pages here or there. But in this particular case, I want to send the full inspection report so they can see how much stuff we left out of what we would like repaired. So they can see that we are trying to be as flexible and as possible, you know, like not asking for an abundant amount of things to be fixed. Like we're just trying to be fair, basically. So that's why I'm going to send them both of those reports, and then hopefully they'll just say yes to everything. All right, y'all. So y'all, this pool, this house here, everything's fine. I'm just a little over it, honestly, but everything is fine. Get somebody to go out, and, you know, we are wanting them to address the issues that were in both inspection reports. I don't have a pool. My buyers don't currently have a pool. So we don't really know pool terminology, right? So we hire a pool company to go out and do an inspection. They didn't address not one thing, nothing, unless I just don't understand the verbiage, and I can't even get in contact with them for them to tell me that yay or nay you do or do not understand this verbiage. So they came back and they were like, everything looks great. The only thing we see is the filters could be changed. Okay, but in the first inspection, it mentioned something about the jets not working. And then the inspection that my buyers did, it mentioned something about the water pressure not being adequate or whatever. The pool company that we sent out didn't say anything regarding that at all. And I've been trying to email and call this lady all day long. She sent me one email this morning, and she was really rude via email. Ashley told me she was rude over the phone, which we don't even want to work with them. But it's hard to find anybody to do anything right now, especially this week, because Hurricane Laura is trying to come and sweep everything away. So just trying to get a pool company to go out and look at this, especially today is Wednesday. Laura's supposed to be coming tonight, touching down tomorrow. We're not going to be able to find anybody. So it's just kind of like, we just kind of have to take the word that everything is fine, you know, according to the pool company and not the inspectors, because the pool companies are the ones that actually build the pools. So I just got off the phone with the listing agent, y'all, and she was like, look, I was talking to my sellers, and they did mention that they had turned the timer off for the pool offer. The pool does something basically to where the water flow is not doing what it should be doing at the time or whatever. But I'm just like, okay. But at the same time, if an inspector is going out, they should know how that works, so they should turn it on. But really, honestly and truly, I'm over this whole pool situation. Like, Jesus. So she was like, look, she's like, you and I, we just want to get this done. And I'm like, yes, you know, but of course I still want my buyers to move into a home that's working. Like I've been saying, I want everything to work the way it should work. She's like, just let me know a number. How much money do they want us to contribute? And I will present it to my sellers. So that's where we're at. The whole pool thing, I think poor little Ashley, I think she's over it too. You know, I honestly think the pool works fine. I don't think anything major is wrong with the pool. But it's just confusing when, one, you don't know pool terminology, and two, you have two different inspection reports that say semi-different things, and then you send somebody else out and they say nothing's wrong. So it's a little confusing, but we're all right, y'all. We're still in this game. Anyways, let me call Ashley and see how much money they want, right? All right, y'all. So where did I leave off? Things happened a few days ago, and I've kind of forgot to update y'all. So I think we were talking about the inspection, and I believe I told y'all I extended the option period time, and we were getting a different pool inspector to go out and blah, 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 blah. So we did all of that, and so the next step was for the seller and the buyer to negotiate and agree upon what repairs the seller would be doing. So we were trying to figure out, it was all kind of crazy stuff going on with the pool, right? Like we had 3 different inspections done, and 3 different things came back saying different stuff. So long story short, I talked to the listing agent, and she said that her sellers would just rather contribute more money towards these repairs instead of actually getting them done. They're getting a divorce. So they're not really communicating very well over there on that side, the husband and wife. And so just trying to, I guess, agree upon all kind of other stuff is just like too much for them. So they were just like, look, we'll just give y'all money towards whatever repairs y'all want to get done. So based on the things and the reports that we received from the inspections that we did on the home, we tallied up about a little less than $3,000 worth of repairs, right? And then that didn't really include like miscellaneous things here or there. And then that also, like, that price was like, so one of the inspections said that, the water heater needed to be maintenance, and some parts needed to be repaired. So in that pricing, we just put the pricing for a brand new water heater instead of maintenance. So it just depends, little things like that. So basically we just erred on the higher side of what repairs would cost. And so with that, it tallied up to a little less than $3,000. So, but that also did not include like little handyman maintenance type things that would need to be done around the home, like painting this, like they had some chipped window sills, replacing screens and like holes in walls, things like that, which isn't a lot of money, but you still want to consider that. So long story short, we asked the sellers for $4,000 in lieu of repairs. So they came back and counter offered for $3,000. And then Ashley and Jared were like, well, what about $3,500? So I went back, and the listing agent was like, they're not going above $3,000. Like, when we worked out everything, the net amount that they want to net, all they can give you is $3,000. And we were like, okay, well, that's fair, because we really did err on the higher side. So I told Ashley and Jared that, and they're like, okay, that's fine, we'll take the $3,000. So now what's gonna happen is, if y'all remember from the last vlog, the contract price that we did a sales price for $345,000, and we were asking for $10,000 towards closing from the sellers. So I think y'all, okay, I don't want to explain all of that, but right, so sales price of $345,000, and the sellers are contributing $10,000 towards closing costs. Now, once we figured out the price that they were going to contribute, because their loan is very specific, especially with their finances, I called their lender and I asked him what would be the best way about where to put this $3,000. So should we either take it off the sales price of the home, so give them $3,000 less on the sales price, or just have them contribute $3,000 more to closing? And he said contribute more to closing. So there is a maximum amount that a seller can contribute to closing costs. I want to say it's 3.5%, 3%, something like that. So contributing that extra $3,000 puts us right at like the max that the sellers can give us towards closing. So it worked out. Now, the listing agent she's not pleased with it, but she's just really highly concerned about the appraisal. She is nervous that when the appraiser goes out, that the house is not going to appraise for the $345,000, which means, we'll have to figure some things back out, which is doable. It'll be fine, but it's just kind of like another hiccup in the road that you don't really want to go through, basically. And I talked to their lender, because he was the one that told me, okay, because remember, y'all, I don't do the money part, I don't do the finances. So he was the one that assured me that the house should appraise, because he said when we were first, going through the backup offer, when we were doing the backup offer or whatever, he was like, offer them $345, like that's the highest we can go. I've had my appraiser look into it, it should appraise, and da 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 da. So she's a little concerned about that. So once we get this appraisal in, I don't know when he's gonna do it. I need to ask him. We would like to get it done, sooner than later for sure, because we're supposed to be closing in 2 weeks. So we need to make sure that the home is going to appraise. And I guess she's just trying to get to a point where the listing agent, where she feels like the house, this deal is for sure going to go through, because they haven't packed up nothing over there at that house yet. Like, everything is still there, and it's like, oh, hello. And they got a lot of stuff in that house. So, yeah, basically that's where we're at with this. I feel positive about everything. I don't feel hiccupy over here. So yeah, hopefully the appraisal will just go well, and that'll be it. Okay, and then we'll get to the closing table. Oh, and we are doing which kind of makes me sad, but it's not really a big deal. We're doing a mail out closing, because remember, the wife, Ashley, she's pregnant, and so she's at the point where she cannot be flying. So we're going to have to do a mail-out closing, so I won't be able to sit at the closing table with them and present them a gift and all of that stuff, but that's okay. So I had to let the title company know that, so they could get a notary to schedule a notary to go out there for closing day and blah, 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 all that stuff. Because y'all remember, they're in California, we're in Texas. Yeah, I think that's all the updates that I have for y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and end out this vlog here. Hopefully the next one will just be from appraisal to closing, and it'll be smooth sailing, right, y'all? Right. I hope y'all enjoyed. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Bye.